Yes, I'm using a Spider-Man spoon, don't judge me. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Shenuma Kashta, the Enlightrepreneur, guiding enlightened mumtrepreneurs towards thriving leadership and creating abundance. Let's get straight into it. In our last video, we were talking about how you view yourself. Most of us are very multifaceted, okay? Especially women. We're very multifaceted, not two-faced, multifaceted, okay? And that means that we have various personalities. Like, for instance, my husband always says to me, I'd never cheat on you. I'm married to 6 women at once anyway. So, and that is so true to most of us. As you know, we have multiple personalities who have multiple interests, who do multiple things differently. And it can be very challenging sometimes because we are lionesses. We like to protect that part of us that is sacred to us. So it can be quite challenging in business or in enterprise, or just putting yourself out there in any which way, knowing what parts of yourself to put out there and what parts of yourself to reserve as sacred. Now, okay, the ancestors are with me clearly. I hear you. I hope this is good guidance. It's making me think now. I'm wondering if I was about to give bad advice. Okay, I would say I can only speak based on my own personal experience. So let me not go schooling. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So for me, I would say there is a part of myself that I reserve as sacred. So my spiritual practices, my altar or my prayer system, or things that I would call sacred. And also I don't know if it's about judgment, because I really don't care what people think. I would love to, but I really just, I can't. I don't live for anyone else. I can only live for myself. So there's things that I do that are maybe unacceptable. Like, for instance, I'm an alchemist, okay? I use herbs for healing. I use the sciences of nature for the betterment and the progression of myself and my family, okay? That is not something that I would share with the whole, well, I just shared that. But that is not something that I would put out there. For instance, me filming it, myself doing it, or me taking pictures of my sacred space or anything like that. Those are not things that I disclose. I mean, I do see that people do it, and I have no judgment for that at all. I like seeing it. I like looking at those sort of pages on social media, and I like watching those sort of videos. However, me personally, that side of myself is far too sacred to share, in my opinion. And I'm just quite a private person on that front anyway. Like, I wouldn't share my children, or I wouldn't share, you know, anything that would make my husband uncomfortable, for example. But that's just myself personally. And I think, no, I know that everything is based on intention. So what would be the reason? So sisters have been asking how much of themselves should they share, or how to distinguish between what to share and what to keep to yourself. Well, my answer to that question would definitely be intention. It's all based upon the intention. What is the benefit to yourself and to others of sharing that part of yourself, or of sharing that piece of information, or those pictures, or whatever the intention is? If the intention is for the progressive development of yourself or for others, then go ahead and share it, if you know that it is based upon the intention. And another thing I want to talk about intention is the intention of the Enlightrepreneur program, the intention behind the Mumtrepreneur Mastery. It's not only just for us as individuals, you know. It's not only just for us as women or healers or mothers who have businesses and finding it hard to find the balance. We are the mothers of creation, of humanity, sorry. So they say that a nation can only rise as high as its woman. So it is important that I focused this sort of understanding towards women, not only mums, but towards women as a whole who are mums effectively, because men are currently in charge of this capitalist society that we live in. This is capitalism. And it's important that the mothers of these men understand what it is that they are engaging in, that the wives understand what it is that they're engaging in, that our children understand the society in which we live in, because this is our society. This is our society. The system, whether you love it or you hate it, the system is ours. Yeah, so it's very important that we understand how to run it, and run it effectively without losing the very essence of who we are, which is mothers, which is the sacred mother, without losing our connection to the mother that is our planet, you know, without losing our connection to nature, and without losing the very forces that drive us, which is our spirituality, and our love, and our passion, and our peace, and our divine light, and our guidance, and our intelligence, and our intuition. So what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I have got my cup of tea, I hope you got your cup of tea. This is going to be a quick one because I've gone on a bit and I don't want my videos to be too long, is for us to identify 9 important events in our lives that has helped to shape who we are today. So I've created my 9 here, and it was a bit of a brain dump. I just kind of wrote it down. Identifying 9 important events in our life that have defined who we are today. So my first one is teenage pregnancy. I had my daughter just before my 17th birthday, my first daughter. It was very 17th or 16th actually. I can't even do the math. I was young anyway. I was straight out of secondary school, and I got pregnant very, very shortly after, and it just changed my life forever. You know, most people say, "Oh, your life's ruined, your life is over," and etc. You know, my life was not ruined. That was the making of me. That was the complete making of me. I went from a child to a woman. There was no in-between stage. There was no entertaining, dating, or any of that sort of stuff. It was just my child, and anyone that came to have a serious relationship had to be like dead serious. He had to, like, I always say, anyone that comes has to glide in, you know, he has to glide in on big angel wings and diamond studded, and he has to know that he's a god. And so yeah, my teenage pregnancy was actually the making of me as opposed to the breaking of me. My next number 2 is the Heavenly Youth Development Project. In 2006, I started a youth development project, actually named after my daughter Heavenly. I was working with local government and the Metropolitan Police as a bridge between them and young people in the local area, to be able to have a dialogue about what the needs are and the requirements are of young people, disaffected youth have been expelled or suspended, as they call them NEET. I don't know if it's still that, not in education or training. I realised much after I stopped doing that just how important it was that it had been done. A quick story in relation to that as well is when I was building the Heavenly Youth Development Project, I took my business plan under the advice of one of my peers at the time to someone in the local area who could help with funding and getting money from getting money for your business and your startups. And I don't think, yeah, I hadn't done anything in terms of funding by then. I did end up getting funding afterwards, but that's another story. I went to them and I showed them my business plan, and they said, yeah, this is fantastic. You know, asked me 1,000,001 questions, and I was getting really excited. It was like, yes, this is the support I've needed, because at that time I was still very young, and I felt as though I wasn't really being taken seriously in terms of myself as an entrepreneur, growing social entrepreneur, and being able to really carry this thing forward. So they were the first people to show me some serious respect and give me some time, and I really honoured that. And I shared with them all of my ideas and all of my plans moving forward for the youth project. And I kid you not, within, say, a month or 2 of me sharing my idea with them, they had literally built brick and mortar. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. They had literally built my project under their name. They even kept the tagline, cheek. They kept the tagline. They built my project. I was bitterly disappointed. It literally broke my heart. But then the better side of me said, yo, listen, as long as it exists and as long as young people are benefiting from the service that I had initially created for them, as long as they're getting it from wherever, it doesn't really matter as long as it exists. And I moved on, but I swiftly moved away from that into many other things that have been better, in my opinion. So yes, that was that. I've got 9 things on my list. I want you to put 9 things on your list that 9 important events that help to identify, that help to define who you are today. I have created a group. I think I might create an FB group. I've created it already, I'm not gonna lie. I've created it. I'm still thinking about it, putting us in a group so that we can share our notes, share any discussions, ask any questions, because some of you have been inboxing me and I want us to discuss it outwardly. I want us to discuss it openly amongst us. We are sisters. There's no shame here. We need to be able to share and ask questions and teach. Some people was giving me advice. Some of you gave me some fantastic advice in my inbox and I want it to be shared. Okay, can we share? So see you tomorrow. Peace and hair grease, baby girl.